So I'm here to pretty much see what got me into biking, because there's a lot that comes to it. But it started about 2 years ago when I started seeing the doctor, and we did some blood work, and as a 48-year-old man, we find out that, you know, there's a lot going on. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetic, just to name a few. Probably, I don't know, high heart rate. The list goes on when you get to my age. She wants to put me on medication. I reluctantly took it, but other things I ended up having to change is diet and exercise. And so July 4th of this year, 2024, I think I ended my weight on that weekend at around 210 pounds. Now I'm 5'9", and 210 pounds is probably much higher than the ideal weight for my height. Actually, I think the maximum weight is 180. But within that week is when I started biking. And I haven't biked before. I mean, I owned bikes and we cruised around the neighborhood, but I didn't do any long distance bike rides. So I ended up buying a bike about mid-July. It's called a Ozark Trail G.1 Explorer, and it's pretty much a Walmart brand bike. They sell a lot of camping equipment. Camping equipment made by Ozark Trail. Pretty much a gravel bike. It looks kind of like a regular 10-speed bike that has no suspension, so it's not like a mountain bike. But it has kind of knobby, a little bit knobbyish wheels. I got a medium frame bike with 29-inch tires. It becomes pretty standard for this size bike. You know. And so I bought it and I started doing a lot of bike riding. Started off at 5 miles, moved up to 10, 15. And usually I ride about between 15 to 25 miles every other day or so. I mean, I try to do it every day. I did 26 yesterday. Yesterday was Monday. Monday was the day after I did the recent video you just saw that I just released. My first vlogging video. It's the first one that I did 50 miles in 2 days, which is equivalent to about 25 miles a day. And despite all the soreness and everything else, I still ended up doing another 26 miles yesterday, and probably only just do 20 miles today. I wanted to get on the Sawmill Branch Trail, which is not too far from my house, just to do a why I did this video and what do I ride on and who I am. So I was an Air Force veteran from 95 to 99. It just did not work out for me, so I got out. Hang on, I want to make this turn, get on the main road. I'm doing a road extension here. Go to an overpass in the middle of our old town. So anyone who's lived here before would not recognize this new road they just built. This used to be all a creek and walking path. a bunch of trees, but now they lopped all the trees down, and now we got this road that they kind of gave us as a temporary bike ride until I get our bike path done. And then after this, they'll open it up for traffic, and then we'll just take the regular path, which is down on the left side over there. All right. So back to what I was saying, I was in the Air Force. I think I got out, I was about 150 pounds. I only did four years of that. Got out in 99. Haven't done really much anything in athletics since then. I think I might have done some 5Ks here and there, but nothing to write home about, nothing to brag about. I did like 2, I think maybe 3 5Ks, and that was it. I mean, I am not a runner. I hate running. Running is painful for me. It's bad on my joints. I've been bowling. I don't know if bowling counts as an exercise, because I drink while I bowl. Used to drink a lot, but I found out about 2 years ago my knee started bothering me. I didn't know what it was, so recently got it checked, had an MRI done. Nothing bad until they discovered. I thought maybe it might be a meniscus or ACL or something. I don't know anything about knees and anatomy, but they discovered it wasn't anything like that. Ended up only being what they call Hoffa syndrome, or patella fat pad syndrome. I guess it's the fat padding muscle behind your kneecap that keeps it from grinding up on your knees, or on your upper and lower leg bones, and so I found out that was kind of giving me trouble on bowling. So I was trying to, and I found out that not only does it affect my bowling, but also running. And so I stuck with bike riding, because the way you move your knees on these pedals doesn't really do any impact on the knees. So it was a lot better exercise for me, and I seem to enjoy it though. I like riding around town. Plus I was able to lose some weight. So ever since I kind of watched my diet, started more calorie counting than anything. I don't really drink as much beer anymore. Probably mostly liquor, and I try to eat. I do kind of like an intermittent fasting, where I only eat between 12 and 8. And I try not to, still working on it. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to work on not having to eat after 8, even though I'm hungry. So still need to work on it. I'm getting better at it. Maybe drinking water helps. But so after about 2.5, almost 3 months of exercising and diet watching, I've managed to get my weight down 187, 188. So it's almost about 23 pounds since 4th of July, when I weighed myself the first time in a long time. So I'm pretty proud of myself on that. All right, you see they're doing a lot of bridge and road construction here. So now this is the path it's actually still working. I'm right now using an old DJI Osmo Pocket. It's like one of those little tiny cameras with a 2-axis gimbal on top of it. And so this is the camera I used over the trail ride, the bike camping trip. It works pretty good. It doesn't have really any image stabilization software. it relies on the gimbal and how steady your arm is, impacting the bumps. So when I had this mounted to the bike, it's pretty jarring. So you probably saw all the bumps I hit, and it created a really nauseating kind of bouncy blur on the camera. I've been trying to look for something better. Heard good reviews on the Insta360 X3, X4 cameras. They're in the $400 range, and I really don't want to spend that kind of money on a camera, but I kind of like it because it has the 360 view. I can mount it on my bike, and I can kind of just frame everything as I need to. Where this GoPro or Osmo Pocket, I have to rotate the camera just to get it to work right. Plus the battery ain't that good. It's already at like 40%. But in a minute, I'm going to give the GoPro 5. I still got an old GoPro 5 black. I'm going to try. Been riding this trail for a while. It's a decent 6-7 mile trail from one side to the other and back. I think it's 6 miles. I can't remember. It has the markings on the ground, so. But in a minute, I'm gonna switch over to the GoPro Hero 5 Black to see how much better that is, having it handhold while I'm trying to film and ride bike. I prefer to have it mounted on the handlebar, so that way I can keep my hands on the. Well, that's why the Insta360 seems like a better option. As you can see, there's a lot of this trail usually has a lot of people on it. But yeah, I mean, I got to keep this thing plugged up to a battery source for sure, keep it charged. But as you can tell, it's a little bit harder. They don't crash. Alright, I'm on the GoPro now. Read on the internet these old GoPro Hero 5 Black doesn't have really good stabilization. I think 7 was probably the best one. So even if I were to hold this, it'd be a lot of bumps. Let's see if we can try it here. Hold on. How you guys doing? Riding this path. Been doing it for a while. I'm at 4.25 miles now, according to that marker on the ground. But so going back to the trail over the weekend, unfortunately Joey bailed out. It was too challenging for him because his bike was probably not really conditioned for trail riding, and I'd have to say that this Walmart Ozark Trail Explorer G1 or G1 Explorer does not wasn't set to do or conditioned to do trail riding either. I mean, I managed to get through it, but it was very, very, very difficult to get through. So I originally had panniers set up on my bike, but it was just too wide and kept getting tangled up in my wheels. So I tried it, went through a different bagging system that hung over the wheel, but I guess the weight of it kind of helped keep it down and started dragging on the wheel, and I ended up spending a lot of time pulling the straps up so it wouldn't hang down so low. But couldn't help it because all the bumps that we were doing was kind of shaking it down towards the wheels anyway. So so the packing problem, the rigging problem onto the bike was one of the biggest things I had to kind of try to figure out. I'm looking at getting a new bike, a Poseidon Redwood, and I'm trying to debate whether I wanted to go with, let's see if I can make it around this. Can I make it around this? Looks like they had the road closed. A Redwood drop bar or a flat bar. And the difference between the two is obviously the drop bar is like a 10 speed, or a flat bar like a mountain bike. So I'm looking at getting something like that mid-October. Hang on, I'm gonna go through this fence. Last time we rode down this trail, I had a mile 5 backhoe. It was they're like digging a new drainage system, which I'm probably gonna thing cut down that road up. So I had to kind of maneuver around that. Anyway, so I was looking at getting a new bike, and getting a new bike might affect the way I have everything set up. I think the next couple of videos will be pretty much me riding around Charleston, Nexton, and a few other places. But right now I wanted to take you on one of my riding trails and kind of just talk about the weekend. Hey buddy. So it was a fun trip through the forest. I didn't die. There was a lot of bugs, a lot of spiders, a lot of spider webs, a lot of wood, a little bit of water, a couple of snakes, but that was about it. And so I would do that again, but I don't know if I would ride the bike through that path or that trail, just because it was really difficult, and I'm not going to buy a mountain bike just to do that trail again. I got to do it once. I don't even think if the hurricane with all the fallen tree branches and trees would have made any big difference anyway. So, but I'd like to do more gravel and long distance bike riding, so I'd probably just ride through the forest, but not through the Palmetto Trail. I'm new to this vlogging thing, so trying to talk to a camera in front of people, I guess, should be pretty common by now. Everyone's talking to a camera. I'm just not used to doing it, especially putting my face on it. Hopefully the GoPro's audio is just as good as the Osmo Pocket. Is that a blue tick hound?
Yes, it is.
Oh, pretty dog. Coming up to the end of the trail. Hey buddy. Hi. We're close to the end of the trail. I'll tell you what, talking to a camera makes this trip a lot quicker. Sometimes it gets kind of boring. I feel like when I'm talking to the camera, I'm talking to somebody, even though no one's really responding. Now this is the camera facing forward while I'm trying to talk to you. This is the hood. I got a Garmin Edge, I think 130 plus. And it says I've been riding for 45 minutes now. It says 9 miles, almost 9.5 miles. Average about 13 miles per hour, one-handed. How about that? So, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the camping trip. I enjoyed being by myself. It didn't really seem all that long and stressing. I really wasn't worried about anything. People asked me if I was worried about critters and spiders and falling and getting hurt, or bike breaking midway and having to carry it or walk it. But I managed to make it out of there. Didn't even get lost. Didn't get ran over by a car. So I think overall it was a really good trip. Wish I would have had somebody like Joey with me during the whole thing. Would have been an experience. But it is what it is. Hopefully I can motivate more people to come with me. Kind of get inspired by these other YouTubers that I watch pretty much daily. So I made it to the soccer field. You see them over here. My kids used to play soccer over here. They don't play soccer anymore, but it's always a good time. It's kind of like the Y in the youth soccer club. Grab some water, but I'll show you the map here in a second. So this is Sawmill Branch. Got some drinking fountains, and on the other side, they got bike repairs. We are right here, the YMCA trailhead. So it's a nice little hiking. Somebody wants to get one part of Summerville to the other. So that back there is the Y. So the battery isn't very good on the Osmo Pocket, but the GoPro's been holding up pretty well, I guess. We've been talking for a little bit. I don't know if it's windy. Hopefully it's not too windy, and maybe the software will pull a lot of the wind out. About a week before the bike packing trip, I was testing out my rigs, having my panniers in the back of my bike, and I was kind of looking down and away from my path. I was looking down to look at my panniers to make sure they weren't rubbing on the tires. And as I looked up, I veered into a chain link fence, which caught my hood, this part here, into the fence. Pretty much stopped itself against the fence and threw me off. And I managed to get away with bruised ribs, I guess. It was pretty sore ribs right about here. And bike was kind of broken because my right brake wasn't grabbing right, so I needed to readjust that. And then my left hood handle, like the shifter and the brakes, it fractured at the top, so pulling on the brakes was kind of wobbly. So both my brakes were practically out. So I had to quick order on Amazon some new brake and shifter levers, and had to swap them out practically the day before, like Thursday night, because on Fridays when we went to our first campsite to get everything loaded up and ready to go, and that way on Saturday mornings when we left from. But they ended up working out pretty well. I'm still debating whether drop bars are a thing for me to use. Sometimes it's comfortable. I get 3 positions to ride in, but I don't feel like I have really good control on the bike, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But also, I mean, this bike's been working out pretty well for me. I don't even know if I really need a new bike. I can use some new tires. I like to go to a 1x11 gear set. You all right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, your light's falling off? All right. Yeah, it looks like he was just fixing this fat tire bike light setting in the front. But yeah, now that we're heading back, I'm trying to think what else. Some Walmart Ozark Trail bike. The trail was nice. Now we're just testing camera arrangements, seeing how, I don't know, I guess riding and holding the camera is not too bad. I mean, I ain't gonna beat no land speed records by any means, but this guy's just riding through the woods. I don't know if you saw that. He was mountain biking it. I'm not really too big on the mountain biking stuff. I'd rather do the gravel riding and the road riding. I kind of like that. I like progressively moving and seeing stuff. I like it that this bike can get through the trail riding if I need to, but that's about it. You know, I mean, I'm not doing any crazy jumps, shredding through things. I don't think this bike ain't really made for all that. Kind of it's not really made for that. I don't even know if I'm in frame. I got like fingerprints. I got fingerprints on the screen. This is my mom's. She bought it and I kind of took it from her. I never gave it back, but I mean, if she ever asked for it back, I'll give it back to her. I've been using it for all these biking adventures and stuff like that. So far, that Insta360, if you guys got that, what do you think? I mean, I also get like a little pole, you can kind of protrude out the front of the bike. Might have to get a microphone adapter because I think the microphone on isn't really good. I don't know. Have to give it a try and see how it works. I think one of the things I wanted to do with this vlog was pretty much try to do this is this uneven ground. Hold on. No real stabilization, I don't think. It's gonna be really bumpy, I know it will be. But I like these little cameras. I wanted to look into getting that Insta360 cameras. That way I don't have to move the camera around. I can just sit it in front and talk to you guys. I can switch the camera around so you can kind of see where I'm going. I don't have to be just flipping the camera around. So like if I had a chest cam, I guess the chest cam would look like this. I don't know what do I have it on? Wide? It's on wide. This is wide. Somebody said if I wore the chest harness, it would still kind of shake. So I'm, like right now, I'm holding it against my chest. I don't know. Motorcycles in the back there. I don't know if it will hold up well. I don't know. So there's that. I like these bridges, these going over overpasses. Fish under that bridge. Never tried fishing under there. I don't even know what's in there. With an hour of riding, 12.26 miles. I'll get more people coming up. my ride snack are Harris Teeter brand fig cookies, like Fig Newtons. Kind of figgy in the middle and breaded on the outside. I don't want to eat in front of you. So I'm trying to find some ideas. I think my biggest thing is if I can manage to get a decent camera, or a camera way I can film you guys and it doesn't look so nauseating and shaky. I want some smooth biking video. I'll probably do a lot of those, at least in the low country area, you know, maybe ride up to Clemson, maybe go up to Asheville, North Carolina, and ride around. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of damage there after the hurricane. But I guess once I get all that situated, maybe I'll ride up there. I'd like to ride around Charlotte, Columbia, Myrtle Beach. I did a couple of bike rides across the Arthur Ravenel Bridge, which is our bridge, which I think is the largest suspension bridge on the East Coast. I rode across that, rode through downtown Charleston, so I'd like to do a video on that. Maybe a ride along. Call these a ride along, and listen to me yammer while we ride around town. Try to educate you on what little I know about Charleston. So, more exercise stations over here. My wife's parents, the in-laws, live in this neighborhood right over here. Lived there for quite some time. I'd say since '85, so I don't know, let's say a little over 30 years. My folks live over in North Charleston. You know, I lived here since the 90s. My dad was stationed here when he was in the Air Force, and pretty much this was the last stop, and this is where I went to high school and met my wife. We weren't married then, but we knew each other. I went to a couple years later after I got out of the Air Force was when we got married. She don't do bike rides. She'll do it around the neighborhood, but she don't like these long distance bike rides. Maybe I need to get her an electric bike, so that way she'll ride with me. But I don't think she'll do bike camping or trail riding through the forest after she saw the video with all the spiders and the swearing and cussing. I could imagine how she would have probably felt about it, having to deal with spiders and snakes. After her hearing about that, she wasn't too keen on all that. Hey, how you doing? But making our way back up the path, let me give you a couple of views while I'm trying to get in. I'll keep riding for a little bit. It says extension from that road extension that we were riding on. It actually comes up behind my old high school. I'll have that paved soon. Give a little shortcut for people. Cut through town, hopefully alleviate some of this traffic that we're encountering. It's not a very big town. A lot of people's moved here. A lot of people's moved here over the years, and I don't know, we almost doubled. I would have to say we doubled in population. Used to never be that many people in Summerville. Now there's just too many people. So if you're thinking about moving to Summerville, South Carolina, which is just north of Charleston, which is probably cheaper than living in downtown Charleston, but don't move here. We're overpopulated. I'm ready to leave myself. In fact, I think I was going to look for some land up near where we went hiking. So that way, or not hiking, we're looking at trying to get some land over there where we went bike camping, bike packing. I keep getting those two mixed up. I think it's bike packing, but you know, you're camping, so I guess it's like camping, bike camping, or it don't matter. Same difference. Hopefully you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to expect. This is kind of what I do. Hour, 2 hours, bike ride. I'm not recording myself, I'm kind of just thinking what to do. 48, do computer work, but I don't want to do computer work forever. So if you guys help me build a really good channel about bike riding, right? Get you out of the house. I used to love playing video games and play on the computer. Now I don't anymore. I like going out and riding a bike. Feel better. Try to make it through here without getting hit by a car. There's always a car. I like going places where there's no cars. There's a car coming now. Get out of here. On this road. Oh, almost lost my little man. USB cable man. Alright, we're back on this. This is all the road construction equipment. Flat rollers, whatever they're called, I don't know. I'll be down there eventually. Take the trail on the dirt if I wanted to. I have this whole path all to myself. When I usually ride between around these things like this. Just on board. I'm gonna do a little slalom between the cones. It's the first time I've ever done it one-handed with a camera in the other hand. This is usually pretty fun. Woo. It didn't look like I was going very fast, did it? I mean, some of them I was going probably about 11 to 15 miles. I don't go very fast when I bike. I think I average about 13, 14 miles per hour. And right now I'm only going 12. If I wasn't talking to this camera and you guys, I'd probably just ride really fast and get done with this. I'm kind of enjoying this. Trying to get used to it and trying to talk to a camera like I'm talking to you guys. Because I don't know. I guess I'll just tell you what I have on my mind. Something's on my mind. Ooh. It's a big bump. Looks like things are uneven. Look. It's like on the car. I have to really pave those up some. The asphalt needs to come up some more. Over here is Summerville Country Club. It used to be called Myler Country Club. I golfed there when I was in high school. Some of the runoff creek golf course behind there. It's not a bad golf course. It's cheap. If you like golfing, I don't like golfing. I'm not very good at it. I lose a lot of balls in the water. Just whack out a little white ball. It's just a pain in the neck to me. I'm not any good. I mean, I wish I was good at it. If I was good at it, I'd do it. But I'd rather bike ride. How about that? Well, I'm on 23 minutes on this GoPro. How is it? I'm kind of like holding the GoPro better than the Osmo Pocket. I don't know what it is, so hopefully we'll do a video comparison. When we get back to the house, I'm going to do some video editing. And of course, probably we're not going to release this for a couple more days. Planning that bike ride across Charleston this weekend. That way I'll maybe show you guys a little bit of downtown Charleston if you've never been there. I don't go downtown very often. Again, there's just so many more people here than it used to be. When going down to downtown Charleston wasn't so bad. Now there's just so many people. It's just hard to get around, but I'll tell you what, if I can just ride my bike around there, I think I'd be okay. So I want to give that a try this weekend. Hopefully not get hit by a car. See how it works out. It's always the biggest fear when you're riding your bike anywhere, is getting hit by a car. So having to reposition myself. The sun's behind me. I'm probably trying to keep the sun out of you guys' face. Oh, another bump. Bump, bump, bumpity bump. Chick-fil-A, yum. Well, I'm going to ride around a little bit. I'm going to shut my mouth for a few minutes. Hold this camera up. We'll ride back to the trailhead. So see the overpass that they're building. It's taking them forever. Big old mess. It's always a big old mess when they're trying to build bridges and overpasses and stuff. Massive project. Here we go. We're going back down up under this. This is Trolley Road right here. Fall smooth when you're in that creek with rocks. It's gonna hurt. So now I'm coming up on a bicycle so we can get up here. That's pretty cool. Saw that little electric one-wheel bike thing. Unicycle, unibike? I don't know. It's pretty wild. How you doing? This used to be kind of the parking spot where we used to get on the bike trail from here. Passing behind you, bud. Sorry, thanks. Almost coming up to the end of the bike trail. I hope you enjoyed riding with me as much as I enjoyed talking to you. This is my second video on the LC biking channel. So we'll enjoyed talking to you guys. Pretty pretty therapeutic, I guess, to talk to an inanimate object. What else could I do, right? But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You know, the whole routine. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you like the video, because you found nothing else better to watch and you liked it, I appreciate it. Everyone always says if you don't like and subscribe, you know, it helps out with the algorithm, whatever the algorithm is. It's like a mystery. I think it's like a lotto system. You just got to get lucky, you know. You just gotta get lucky, and you just gotta find enough people to like me and what I'm doing. And I'm not doing anything special, I really am not. I'm just riding a bike and talking to YouTube, because that's where it's going. And just want to get better at doing this with what crappy camera equipment I have, and hopefully I get a decent following and some money with it. I'll be able to give you better footage. But again, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me for, I don't know, it's probably gonna be about 45 minutes, right? 30 minutes? I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. It takes a while to edit these things. So, if you want to come ride with me, again, hit that like button, put a comment, tell me what I can do or what I should do or what you'd like to see me do. I don't know what I'm doing. And you guys are pros and I'm not. So hopefully you guys will give me some good recommendation and some positive vibes. And as I'm closing up to the end of my trail ride, I want to just say again, thank you. And keep pedaling forward and just enjoy the ride. See you guys next time. Bye.